Hey everyone, this is Cheryl Kuchak with Sublimation for Beginners and Beyond Facebook group with Jimmy Lamb, and we're hoping that we're live because we are having one heck of a time. It's so much fun though. We just enjoy. Oh, we're definitely live. I don't know if anybody can hear us, but we're gonna find out. Let's see. They should be able to hear. But we'll see because, yay! Okay, so Alice said yay. And Alice, can you hear us? Let's make sure that they can hear us. Okay. Yeah, right, exactly. Can you hear Jimmy? Can anybody hear Jimmy? Okay, coming in loud and clear. Look at that. Okay. Okay, so yeah, they can see us, but you're frozen. You're frozen. You're the chosen frozen, I told you.
I can't be frozen. It's not cold here.
Okay, but Jimmy is frozen. I know. Okay, so Alice, can you hear Jimmy, though? That's the question, because we're just going to have a frozen Jimmy.
I'm not sure I like this concept, but whatever works.
Okay, I wonder if I can even take this headset off and just... I wonder if I even need this headset. Okay, well, hold on. Alice, talk to us. Okay, Barb Kelly, I can hear you, and Jimmy sounds like he's in a cave. Well, he is in a cave. That's why he's frozen. Okay.
Well, that's 'cause I'm going through the phone.
Yes, he sounds a little far, but we can hear him. Okay, so what if... Well, hold on. I'm just going to put my... I'm going to put the microphone right there.
Well, I can also lean closer to the phone.
Oh, that would be awesome sauce. That would be awesome sauce. Okay, so now without your mic, it's still good. Okay, good. Well, that's because I put the mic down, so it's fine. I mean, it's like right there. Okay, whoa. Okay. All right, well, I'm messing with the mic, but hold on, and I'm going to move it because I don't really need to be glued to it.
You can hear me.
Yeah, okay, they can hear you. I can hear you. And we're all going to be happy here in just a second as soon as I get untangled. Because I want to show you. Jimmy, you can see me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for whatever reason, of course, we're having all kinds of issues. So, Jimmy Lamb. So, have you seen these before? Have you seen the boxes before? Let's see if you can see this.
Seems like I've seen this before from you.
Yeah, I just made it. You couldn't have.
I swear it looks familiar. Maybe I dreamed it last night.
Well, I've made this pattern before.
Right.
I've
seen the pattern before.
Yeah, you've probably seen the pattern. But anyway, we just did these boxes, and I'm in love with the boxes. I'm totally in love with the boxes. So anyway, I thought I'd do some live demonstrations just because I really like doing that. What do you think?
Sure, why not?
I know. Okay, hey, so...
Cheryl, why don't you do some live demonstrations?
Why not?
Hey, everyone.
I know.
Cheryl is going to do some live demonstrations.
Okay, now I'm not going to.
Well,
Just because. Okay, so Jimmy, let's talk about anything new going on in Sublimation City.
You know, it's such a big, wide open question.
Well, we don't want any wide open,
Well, there's not like a simple answer. We have just a lot of different people putting their hands into things, you included. And I think I think I've said this before, but I think one of the main areas where we're seeing, we'll say routine newness is in things like substrates. Because, every one of these sublimation dealers carries the same basics, right?
Right.
But then they differentiate them by trying to have unique basics. In other words, something beyond the basics, right?
Right.
And I think if you haven't done it recently, you should maybe even once a month spend time going through some of your favorite sublimation dealers' website to look for what's new, because a lot of times they have it in front.
You know, that's really true, actually. There's a lot of new stuff that's coming out, and a lot of people, you know, a lot of different vendors have new stuff, so that's very true. Yeah, I agree with that completely. And
if you look at,
go ahead.
If you look at, for example, if you want to do some outdoor signage, one of the companies that makes outdoor substrates is Duralux, which you also as Decorol. Some plastic sells it under the brand Tough. But the cool thing about panels, besides the fact that they have a year fade resist warranty, but the cool thing isn't that. It's they actually textured panels that, you know, you can do photos on and whatever else, which gives you all those special effects, kind of like doing some glitter products and whatnot. So it is kind of interesting when we finding some of these different products coming to textured surfaces, which gives us something a bit more interesting to play with.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. I'm trying to do two things at one time. So what do you think about that?
It depends. I'm not sure what the two things are, so I can tell you how
okay.
you're doing it or not.
I'm just, you know, I am not, well, I shouldn't say that because that's just totally not true. That would really be, that would be, you know, that would be lying, and I don't want to lie. So, but, okay, so I'm doing this. I'm going to do this. And you know what this is, right? Can you see it?
Well, I can see it.
It's one of those.
That's what I figured, but I wasn't sure.
Anyway, it's a wine holder. You know, wine bottle with two. So I'm gonna make that, and I'm making it. You know, I've been in love with this pattern. I mean, and the thing I love about this pattern is that I can make it big. I can make the flowers big. I can make it little. I can, you know, when you create these patterns, these seamless patterns, which I love. I just love. So anyway, I'm going to do that, and you can just keep on talking, you know, and you can be telling us about all the cool stuff that, you know. By the way, you said you were traveling. You said you were traveling. So now my husband's calling. So I did send him a text, but I guess he didn't get the text. So maybe he'll get it when I don't answer the phone.
Well, I'm not traveling now. I'm home now. Yesterday I ended up having to travel, so it didn't kind of work out.
I know. Well, I just want you to know that, you know, they could have really messed us up bad because yesterday the internet was working fine. So they could have had you traveling today when the internet is like whacked out, but no. Okay, so we have some people saying hello. First timer, so excited, really need the help. Oh, I love that. Okay, question about ink. How is the printer affected by replacing the Sublimation inks with some of the generic sub inks out there? I see this come up once in a while in our groups. Yes, and I would agree with that.
Okay, you have two problems you're going to possibly run into. Number one, just because ink is CMYK, it doesn't mean every brand of ink produces the same colors with the same CMYK code. So in all likelihood, the colors that come out with the replacement ink are going to be different than they were with the original ink. That's one problem. Another problem becomes, how does that replacement ink work with your transfer paper? Because different papers have different absorption and release characteristics. but the ink chemistry affects that as well. So depending on how well it's absorbed, how well it's released, will affect the color as well as the quality. In addition, because sublimation ink is not equivalent between manufacturers, there is different chemical components depending on the brand. Does that interfere? Once you get dye sublimation into the printer, it kind of impregnates itself into the tubing and all those components inside the printer. So when you put in a different ink, that's going to have some of the original ink still caught up in it, and that too will probably cause some ink problems, and it could cause some conflict in the chemistry. I can't give you specifics. I don't know the different ones involved.
Well, okay,
running into trouble.
Okay, so one thing that happens is this, okay? So we see this quite often in the group. Actually we do. And that is like they will replace the Sublimation ink for Ink Owl or for, different inks that they find on the internet because it's, half the price or whatever. So, and I think that that's what Alice is referring to. And by the way, Martha says hello, and Jennifer says hello, and Maria says awesome, and Barb says she can hear you, and there it is.
And that noise.
There's that noise. Okay, so I am. Oh, and it came out beautiful. OMG! Okay, so I don't want to touch it right this second because it is hot. So I'm going to put on a glove. So I just, have to tell you, I love what I get to do. I love what I get to do. Jimmy Lamb.
I see.
Can you see it?
I can see it.
I can't see it.
I can see it.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so I'm just trying to get it in.
You can see it.
Now, how cool is that, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, it came out gorgeous. I love it. I mean, that's the thing about the Unisub board. It just pops. It really does.
Right.
I mean, the colors just absolutely pop. It's incredible. And then, of course, I made another coaster, because I love these coasters.
Yeah.
So, okay. So anyway, so going back to that question, okay, it's a great design. Thank you, Barb. Yeah, I really do love it. So what can I say? I could have everything. I've made plates with this, mugs with it. That's probably what you've seen before. But anyway, so talk to me about the Ink Owl.
Okay, so I can't tell you specific on Ink Owl because we haven't necessarily gone and run tests on that, and we probably wouldn't. Only thing I can tell you is that chemically, not all inks are created equally. So when you take out one ink and you try to put in a different ink, how well it moves through the system becomes a totally different question.
Right.
If you look at the Sawgrass SG400 and SG800, they were specifically designed for the Sublimation HD ink, which in turn was specifically designed for those printers. No other ink was designed for those printers.
Well, okay. So, and let's talk a little bit because I'm actually getting a little educated on it because I've been testing out a different printer. So I'll talk about that later. But so the inkjet actually is a gel versus like a water base, or maybe it's a water base, but it's still like a gel. So the print head is going to be different for another printer. I mean, for like Ink Owl is not going to necessarily do well in a Sawgrass printer, even though some people say it does. But
Well, it comes down to when you're talking about gel-based, I don't want people to think it's like toothpaste. I mean,
Ha
it's
ha.
the viscosity of the ink. Okay, it's the viscosity of the ink. Think about the thickness. Think of it more like water versus pancake syrup. Okay, I mean they're both liquid, but one's kind of thicker than the other.
Right, right. That's what I think when I think that. What's that?
And you bring up a good point with the heads, but here's something else you don't know. Oh, maybe you do, Cheryl, because you know a lot. Inside of every printer, there is a pump that's pumping the ink, and they talk about jetting pressures. Okay, the pressure to be able to get the ink to go through the ink in the jets the right way.
Right.
And that's one of the things is for the SG400, SG800, the inkjet pressures of the pumping system are designed around the viscosity of the ink. You have a different viscosity, the ink's going to flow a different way. Now, again, without mentioning any other brand names, we do actually do testing, but we don't publish it because we don't want to be in a tit for tat kind of thing. We really just want to focus on our ink.
Right.
But I will tell you that some of these other inks are actually have a less dense color load, which essentially means you have to put down more ink to cover the same amount of area with the same degree of color. So they're not all created equally. I mean, we found one of them that we compared with ours, they had to actually print everything twice to be able to have the same color load as ours. So in essence, they used twice as much ink that ours did for the same image because of the fact of the color load of actual ink itself. So that's one of the things that people really can't measure themselves. But keep that in mind too. Jetting pressures have something to do with that as well. If it's a thinner ink and it's a high jet pressure, it's going to use a whole lot more ink.
Right.
You realize it is.
Right.
And you know, over and over I hear because I want to save money and whatever else. But I mean, at a half penny per square inch on our ink, it's hard to do anything a whole lot cheaper than that. I mean, if you bought the ink half price of ours, and you did my went stop happened. If you did a 10 by 20 image, or you know, you're talking what 200 square inches, right? Or no, 8 by 10. Let's do 8 by 10 because 8 by 10 is a good standard number. If you do an 8 by 10 inch image, it's 80 square inches at half a penny per square inch. The ink costs us 40 cents to do that. That's a lot of coverage for 40 cents. If you got your ink at half price, it's 20 cents. Does it make any difference in your margin? No.
Well, I know this. I mean, you know, in the past when, and by the way, I didn't know that. In the past, when you know, when I bought my printer, my first printer, my inks lasted, and that was, you know, filling up the, you know, priming the pumps. That, I mean, mine lasted, and I printed almost every single day with the exception of maybe a week. And it lasted me 9 months before, you know, I had to replace one of them. And then it was almost a full year before I had to replace all of them. So, you know, the inks last a long time. They really do. And again, I mean, I printed I did print every day except for a week. So you know, when people start talking about that, I think they freak out when they see that, you know, the low, you know, inks are low when they first start, but it still lasts a very long time. So now,
it does, and I mean, people when they look at the price tag for a cartridge of ink, they're thinking about the price tag of a cartridge of ink, but there's several things that you really can't compare. You cannot compare, unfortunately, for people. What is the amount of ink being used in that printer to be able to give you the quality of print that you need? I mean, there's no way you don't have a meter that shows the consumption of ink used to create that image. Okay?
Right.
Unless, you know, you go into testing where you build systems to do that, there's no way for you to know how much ink does it take to do something. Also, make sure you're always comparing the milliliter sizes between the ink cartridges, you know, because a lot of times people have smaller cartridges and smaller prices. But
right.
The most amazing thing we found was the simple fact that we were running into a lot of inks where you had to use twice as much ink. Now, something else to keep in mind with Sawgrass, because Sawgrass, actually, we make our own ink in-house. We don't buy it from China and put a label on it, okay? So that we work hard on consistency, but every time we have a new generation of ink, every generation of ink that we produce, it requires less ink to cover the same thing with the same quality or better than the previous generation. So we work very hard at getting you more throughput, as we call it, for your ink, making it go further so you can do more products, you know, with the same amount. And the SG400 and SG800 consume ink at a lower rate than the Rico 3130 and 7100. Okay? So we've accomplished that, and we continue to accomplish that. And that's a matter, part of that is the fact that we're engineering the printer for the ink and the ink for the printer. If you're buying...
Which definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, I don't like to use other names simply because I'm not trying to disparage a specific ink.
Right.
Okay?
I understand.
So if you're using brand X of ink, okay, most brand X's were not built for a specific printer. They just found a printer that would process the ink. And the printer itself doesn't even know what sublimation ink is, or neither does it care. Our printers actually care because they were designed with that ink in mind. And we learned that lesson ourselves over the years. I mean, remember, Sawgrass, 99% of what we do is sublimation ink. You know, and a lot of these other companies, it's like an afterthought. So, you know, it's always something to keep there in the back of your mind. That's cute, Joe.
Yeah, well, I'm just...
I like that you have the oven mitt.
What's that?
I like that you have the oven mitt.
Yeah,
You're burning your hand up.
I know. It's crazy, right? Okay, so anyway, but I'm making things while we're talking, so, you know, people can see what's being done. So it's cool.
Well, I want to give another example. I'll step away. I started to embroider, and some people know it, some don't. And I think I've told you, but I'll tell anybody else. As much as I know about sublimation, I know twice as much about embroidery. Because I really got to work in the manufacturing side, but I have my own big production facility. I know embroidery is in my blood; it won't go away. And so I remember one time when we were in the process of, you know, we were spending $2,000 a month in embroidery thread. That's a lot of thread. Okay.
Yes.
Because average ton of thread was costing $8, and we're spending as much as $2,000 a month buying thread. Now, one thing about it, because you hate spending $2,000 a month on it, right? But if you're spending $2,000 a month, it actually means you have a lot of sales. You have a lot going on, okay? A measuring stick. So I remember one day a guy came into our shop, and he was selling a brand called Salis. Salis thread, brand new on the market. Yeah, just as good as everybody else's thread, but it's only $6 a cone instead of $8 like I was paying for Dira. So it didn't take me long to figure out I could save a lot of money if I started buying his thread. So I gave him a big mistake, because what happened was we started getting more thread breaks. And when you have a multi-head machine that's sewing and you get a thread break that stops, you're losing money, and all the heads on that machine stop at once. And what ended up happening is we were saving about $600 a month in thread, but our production rates went down such that I was losing about $1,000 of production over a savings of $600 in thread. So the reality was, what I learned through all of that exercise was, it wasn't anything to do with the cost of the thread. It was the quality of the thread. If you didn't have good quality thread, you had bad production and maybe bad imaging too. So what we did, we went back to the $8 thread because it caused us less problems and it more than paid for itself. You know, because of the consistency. Yes,
I totally understand. So what was the cheaper thread?
Well, it's a company called Salis. I don't think they're around anymore. That's why I use the name.
Okay.
So I won't get sued.
Okay.
But I have the numbers to prove it, so they really can't sue me.
Right. Okay. So I want to show you something. I posted this in the group yesterday, but this, I bought this. It's called Celebrate, and it says pillow treat boxes. And so I decided to test it to see if I could sublimate on it. And what do you know?
And?
Well, of course, it came out beautiful.
But you did it. Of course it came out beautiful.
Of course it came out beautiful. So I'm going to do another one for everybody. I'm just going to do some live stuff while you're talking, you know. What the heck?
While I'm rambling.
Yeah, but it's good. It's all good. I'm happy. I'm happy. Are you happy? I'm happy. We're all happy.
All right. Anybody hears a lot of growling, it's not my stomach, it's my golden doodle Molly. She thinks she's a watchdog, and she hears the least little thing outside, and she just goes nuts. She's really a sweetie dog. I don't know why she does that. So,
well, you know, anyway. That's good, though. You know, you want to have a dog that, you know, lets you know when things are going on, right? So, anyway, so, yeah, so Jennifer, the answer is yes, I did cut out the C and I cut out this. Yes, I certainly did do that. So, on my laser. So now I'm going to spray this just because I'm going to spray this. I don't think I will actually. And I am going to do it a little differently today. I'm actually going to use, I should definitely fold this so I don't get on the paper. But anyway, I'm going to use, I didn't do this yesterday. I actually used paper yesterday, but I'm going to use this material, this poplin on top of it. That really works. I'm going to see how it works here. Okay, so we want to do light pressure, and we want to do it for 60 seconds. So, and, okay, I just want to make sure that people are still with us. Are y'all with us? Are we still live?
I'm here.
Are we still? Okay, Alice. Okay, what about the hack that uses copy paper versus sublimation paper? Any thoughts on that? Well, let me put in my little thoughts, and then Jimmy, of course, will give you the expert thoughts. But way back in, in the beginning of time, when I first started the sublimation group, somebody had come in there and posted about it, and then somebody else said, oh yeah, you can do that. Well, so of course, I tested it, and it works fine with material. It does not work fine with hard substrates. So with that being said, I'm going to let Jimmy talk about it.
Well, since you're talking about material and hard substrates, I'm switching gears. Typically when we're doing T-shirts with sublimation, I recommend using the temporary spray adhesive on the transfer, so when we put it on the shirt, it can't slide around when we open up the heat press, which we'll call it coasting, right? And I love the sprays that are so easy to use. And I found on a shirt you can use virtually any one. You go to Walmart and get that can of 3M temporary spray adhesive.
Right.
Now, the question comes up, could you use that on a hard substrate? So I had the opportunity one day working with a dealer who carried about 4 different sprays because it also sells screen printing equipment. Because screen printers use temporary spray adhesive to hold the t-shirt on the platen when it goes round and round on their little carousel. So what we did was we went and grabbed some Unisub or Frumalox pieces, and we experimented with each of the 4 different sprays, and we actually found, there was one by Albatross, and I can't even get a number now, there was one by Albatross that didn't leave me residue. So we were actually putting photographs on metal panels using that instead of tape, and it wasn't leaving any residue. Now, the 3M did, okay? So it's one of those things you'd have to experiment to find out, but to me, that's a lot easier than using tape. If if we could just do a real light spritz on the transfer paper, stick it to that panel, let her go, you know? So it's one of those things that people may wish to experiment. Yeah, you're going to have to go invest some money, but I believe Albatross only makes one temporary spray adhesive, so it's Albatross like the bird, you know?
Okay, well, that's good. That's good to know. Okay, so this, I just did one side, but really cute. Came up really cute. I put it together while he was talking just because the other ones are flat. So I think that's all my dog and pony show that I have.
But it's a great dog and pony show. I have the dog in the background making all the noise. And,
right, exactly. Okay, Cheryl, could you please provide SQU number for the tree? Yes, I'm happy to do that. Okay, so it is, actually, let me just put it up to this and just, you know, let's see if you guys can see that, but I will give it to you. I'll actually type it out maybe. It is 1-915-18-70-1692. And that is, again, 1-915-18-70-1692. And believe it or not, they were made in China. I know it's a shock.
Why is that a shock?
It is a shock. I mean, it's a shock.
Yeah.
It's a shock. But so they were $10, and I used my 50% off coupon, and voila. Okay, let's see. Oh, Alice, you are awesome sauce. You are seriously awesome sauce. Okay, so 1-915-1870. Yep, she's got it. She's awesome sauce. What do you say? You know, Alice is my right hand. I tell you, she's awesome. She's incredible for me to work with. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so any other questions, you guys? Because I do think that the paper and the ink is really, you know, it's stuff that comes up all the time. Do you feel like there are hindrances to doing certain? You're welcome, to doing certain substrates over other ones. For instance, you know, the metals, where a lot of people have trouble with them because they end up with the cloudiness on it. They, you know, the, not necessarily ghosting, but the cloudiness. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So some people have a hard time. I know one Christmas I was doing the t-shirts, and I ruined like 10 of them because it was double-sided. And I would get the one side right, and then I would have ghosting on the other side. I was like, you know, and of course it was for orders, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And how I ended up getting it right was I had to completely let it cool down, and then, you know, so I would do all the fronts, you know, first, and then let them cool down, and then I would go to the very first one I did, and then I would do the backs on it. But oh my God, it was so trying. It was absolutely so trying. So, but that, you know, it happens. It's what happens.
That's what happens.
Yeah. So what do you do? And you know, do you like to try things out? I like to experiment. I like to get into the lab and experiment.
I don't get the opportunity to do it as much as I used to.
Well, that's a bummer.
I used to like to do things that people told me were possible, those are the first ones I wanted to do.
I know, me too. Me too. I like to do that.
And sometimes I won, and sometimes they were right.
Yeah. But you know, I like making things. You know, I have one that I actually want to share with one of the vendors that I did that I think is kick butt, take names, and I think it would be really, really good. You know, there are some really cool things out there. They really are. So, and that we haven't discovered yet. There was, you know, I mean, some people come up with the coolest things. Alice, for instance, did. I don't know if you saw it on the Condi site. I think you have it listed, Alice, right? But she made these Easter baskets that are so stinking adorable out of the placemats. Oh my God, so stinking cute. Have you seen them? Have you seen the picture at the gallery?
As of this time.
I wonder if we could show him. I wonder. I better leave that alone. I was going to see if I could bring it up to show you. But you know, people come up with some of the cutest things, so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. But there are other things like I've had. You know, I didn't like metal for a long time because it was a challenge. It definitely was a challenge for me. But now it's my friend. So what was the hardest thing you had to sublimate, would you say, to you know, some people have issues with t-shirts. Some people have...
As long as you have a good quality shirt.
Okay, but what was your hardest thing? What would you say was your hardest thing to get used to, or whatever, to master? That's a better word.
How about hardest thing, not necessarily mastered?
Okay.
Headwear.
Headwear?
Yeah, like doing hats. Because you know, I don't care less about a truck or something. I can't stand them. But if you're looking at the lower profile hats with the center seam on there, I've never been able to get those to do something with crap.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting. Well, what's your most favorite thing to sublimate?
Shirts.
Really?
Yeah, love doing shirts.
Really?
Really?
Well, my favorite, absolute. Well, you know, well, I would have to say mugs. I love mugs. I love hard substrates like this. I mean, you know, and this. I mean, how could you not love that? You know, it's like, and then, you know, I did this one with the kitchen thing, but this came out gorgeous too, that Unisub came out with. But anyway. Okay, so okay, how does Jimmy avoid the press lines around the design? Yes.
It's just a matter of using the right settings and using the high temperature foam.
So you use a vapor foam. Is that right?
I use typically 35 to 40 seconds on the and 385 to 90 degrees on the temperature. And you put the foam in between the bottom flat without anything else, just all by itself. And you close the heat press and adjust the pressure so the foam is not any more than half the thickness of the foam. Now, when you open up that foam out post-press kit, guess what? There's a big gap between the top and the bottom, which freaks people out. But once you put them back in, and the Teflon shirt, but not a whole lot. The reason you get the line is the edges of the transfer paper are digging into the shirt. The shirt is not melting like it's going to be gooey, but it's melting just enough that those polymer fibers are susceptible to a sharp edge.
Right.
And when it cools, that it retains that sharpness. You can't heat the shirt and make it go away, because then you're going to fade it up anyway. Once it's there, it's there. It's done. Okay. So if you happen to have, here's a little tip. If you happen to have a big printer, and most of us don't, right? I was doing this just yesterday at Sawgrass. We printed on the VJ2A. We took a sheet of paper 24 inches wide, and we printed a logo, and then we put it onto a shirt using a 16 by 20. The paper was heat pressed, so the edges never touched curve. We didn't use any foam. We just laid out the shirt. I still reduced the settings a little bit. One of the other things you can see a lot, you can see where the heat press came down. As long as it doesn't discolor, it's fine, because press the shirt, you're compressing those fibers, but typically they're going to come back up after the shirt's sat for a while. But the press lines on the edges from the transfer paper, they'll never go away. So, but yeah, if y'all go out and buy a 24-inch wide printer, you'll never have press lines again on doing spot images on shirts.
Well, okay, so wait, what was that last thing you said?
That's a $6,000 solution, so it's probably not going to work for most people.
Oh, okay. Well, I got the Muto that I use. Yeah, I love it. I know. But let me say this, and I do that sometimes, depending on what what it is. But I can tell you, I do get the lines out. So I have done makeup purses and pillows, and when I get a line, I'm not a big t-shirt person. But I do the lines. And when I do the lines, when it happens to me, how I handle it is I take my, actually I could probably demonstrate it right now. Once you get the line in it, this is where you're probably not going to agree with me about doing it, but that's okay. Right. So what I do, if I get a line, first off, I do light pressure. I usually do 380 on, like if it's any type of polyester, I usually do 380 to no higher than 390 light pressure, and I will go 60 to 75 seconds depending on my colors, etc. And so if there is a line, I then take a piece of parchment paper, a large piece, a 16 by 20 parchment paper. I lay it over the design. Of course, I take off the image. I lay it on my design while it's still hot. I then tighten down my pressure, and then I repress it. And I can tell you there might be a faint line depending on how deep the line was, because it usually isn't too deep. But I can tell you I've had some completely go. So, and if not, then there's a slight line. You would have to know that it was there and be looking for it. So what do you think about that?
Sometimes we're our own worst enemy when we look so hard to find something. We find it. The question is, can the average person find it?
Right.
If the average person can find it, that means something,
Right, exactly. So, it works for me. And honestly, You know, I would have to find a pillow or something, but I've done them and they go away. They just go away. So I don't worry about it. I really don't, because again, when you're using light pressure to begin with, and you know, so what do you think about the tearing around the image? What do you think about that?
I don't like it. I don't like it because I've seen instances where the torn edge still leaves a press.
Yeah, I have too.
Interesting looking.
I have too. I mean, I've seen the same thing. So, and even though, you know, they say you can, and I see how it can help. I mean, because it's not such a hard line, but
right.
It's better not to have a line at all. But the other thing is that this is where it may not work. And that is with the thin polyester. I don't really use that, so I can't really speak to that. But that could be, and I have some. I should probably play with it just to see if what I do would work with it. I should do it right now, right?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, we're live. Let's do it. Let me go get it. You keep talking. I'll go get one.
All right, you go get one.
I'm going to go get it. Keep talking.
Okay. I was trying to think of which direction I wanted to go with, you know? Anyway. But sublimation is interesting way of trying to say or you know, like when you do 50-50 t-shirts, if it's a polycotton t-shirt, it will sublimate just fine. It just won't have the same brilliance of color. It looks kind of washed out. But in the world of marketing, don't use the word washed out. Use something like vintage or retro. And seriously, I've done this before. You know, with the right customer, I'm telling you, this logo, like in this case, a surf shop, where they're really into vintage and retro looking stuff, right? It look really awesome done in a retro fashion, and I can do that for you. It doesn't look great. I think it's the way you need to do it. It's cost just a little bit more, but I think it's worth what did it cost for? No. Same amount of material, same amount of time, everything's the same. In fact, the 50-50 shirt costs less than the 100% polyester shirt. So what I really did was I took what some people would consider a weakness, okay, because polycotton doesn't get the same brilliance of sublimation of 100% polyester. I actually turned it into a profit zone. And, you know, I'm all for that, you know, experiment with shirts. But to make sure that you can experiment with shirts, you wash them thoroughly multiple times. Because sublimation will fool you sometimes. It will look like it's bonded to something in apparel, but it didn't really. It didn't have a permanent bond. So when you went and wash it, you know, comes running off real fast. So also be careful doing blends. I have a rule of blends, at least 50% has to be polyester. The other remaining 50%, whether it's one fabric or multiple, you know, fibers, they all have to withstand approximately 400 degrees Fahrenheit, that we're kind of running at 380 most of us. But that's the thing. You have to be careful. There's tri blends and quad blends that have nylon, and nylon doesn't really like 380 to 390 degrees all that well. So, you know, when we say blended shirts, test it and make sure. And different brands respond differently to it really. I mean, people are the same thing that they were talking about league. They want to find cheaper ink, but they want to find a cheaper shirt. But cheaper shirt may not sublimate well. I've had the privilege of doing product testing for some of the major, you know, apparel manufacturers for shirts for sublimation, finding some of their shirts don't work. Okay, don't work. I mean, every shirt didn't work. Okay, that does happen, and that's where you can be sure that say polyester is going to sublimate well. It just doesn't work necessarily.
Okay, so I am taking down the temperature strips, that's the time. I'm going to take down the temp, just so you know. And this is actually one of those pillowcases things that, but it's still like that. It's the t-shirt fabric, so it's kind of the same thing, right? Sort of, kind of the same thing. All right, so I got to wait for it to come down, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. What the heck? I pre-pressed it. I haven't lint rolled it because it doesn't really matter. I mean, normally you would want to lint roll this, and then you would, you know, and I will spray the image though. I will do that. So you were talking about the 3M. I have the Scotch spray, and that works pretty good, but not everything will not leave residue. So you do have to check that out. So anyway, okay, so I sprayed it, and I am just waiting for it to go down to, it takes a little bit for it to actually go down temp-wise, but how exciting. We'll do it live and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, you never know. You just never know. You never know with me, I tell you. But I think, so, you know, in testing things out, I think it's part of the reason why, you know, Sprite was saying, oh, Cheryl, but, you know, when you do this live, you know, and things don't work out. I mean, but I think that that's real life. So it doesn't bother me. You know, when things don't work out, it's part of why I'm testing. It's part of why I do what I do. No, you're not where you're supposed to be. It's 389 right now, so it's actually going down pretty fast. So, Jimmy, are you going to be at ISS?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yippee, Skippy. So, and how long are you going to be there?
Every ISS.
What?
I'll be at every ISS.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, so and you're going to be there from what to what? How long are you going to be there?
I wouldn't ask me that one. Except me to figure it out.
Oh, you don't know yet? It's next week.
Well, I mean, I just don't think that far ahead unless I look on the calendar. Let's see. Okay. Hang on. I'm looking
I mean, yeah, I would certainly hope you know.
Remember, I can see you, okay? I have classes, it looks like on Thursday, Friday. So there, you happy now?
Thursday and Friday. Yeah, I'm happy. What, are you kidding? Yeah.
Okay, just asking, just saying, you know.
Okay, so I'm getting ready to press. Boom. Boom. And let's see if there's going to be, you know, I did it light. I actually did it with the parchment paper, so we'll see. Alice, are you still here? Are you going to Atlantic City? I wonder if Alice is going. That's going to be a good show. I think that's going to be a good show. I do. Jimmy, are you there, Jimmy? Did you leave? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, well, you weren't saying anything. I was there last year. Are you not going to? Oh, she's not going. Well, I know. You know why? Because there was a lot of vendors that didn't end up going last year. Okay, so so I'm going to just show you. This is the line is very, very light. I mean, very, 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 very light. But that's because I don't even know if you can see it. Tell me if you can see it because it's so very light.
I'm not pixelated, so I don't have pretty view.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, you can't even see it. Like taking this off, you can't even see it. It's just not. Yeah, because I did it very light, and I did it for 60 seconds. You can't see a line. You just can't see the line. So, hi Gary, I'm glad you could make it here. Yeah, so yeah, but if I had a line, so then I would come back over here, even though I wouldn't have taken it off. I would have left it on, and I would have taken my parchment paper, a new piece, of course, and I would now, what I would do, and I do have to tell you that this is new for me. This Geonite is new. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So then I would tighten it down some, just do about 5-6 seconds, and voila. And if there was any line, which there was a tiny, 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 it is now completely invisible. No line to be had. So there you have it. I mean, I don't know what I'll ever do with this but I'll probably use it for more demonstrations. Why not? Yeah, why not? I mean, honestly, I really do love doing this kind of stuff. I love helping people. You know, it's just really important. Okay, so it's 5:09, and yeah, I mean, can you believe that? But we started late too. So
yeah, we had all kinds of problems, but it's not your fault.
I know. Well, I think, was it your fault?
It's usually my fault, but not this time.
I know, right? I think it's the weirdness of the internet today that's been bizarre, absolutely bizarre. You know, really is. Okay, so when are we going to do Creative Studio?
Well, first of all, we got to fix the internet because you apparently broke it, and so it does have to be fixed first before we can do that.
Yeah.
But because then we just got to find a really good way. What we got to do is we got to switch over and do an actual webinar. I think we do.
I think maybe next month we'll do. Okay, so do we have a date for next month?
Let's see. I don't think that we do.
Okay, so let's.
What I'm looking at is, and I hate lately that I've been bouncing. Every time you set a date with me, I tell you it's a good date, and then somebody changes it.
Well, that's life. And so you booked one with David on Thursday afternoon. Yeah, that was really messed up, considering that I have Thursday afternoon with David every Thursday. But it's fine. It's fine. You kind of trumped me there. It's totally fine. I didn't take it personal. But don't do it anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Just tell David, oh no, Cheryl's already told me. No Thursday afternoons for you.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
just
no.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, so but anyway, so let's at least try to pick a date. I'm out of town from this April 10th through the 12th.
Okay. 10 through the 12th, I'll be doing training those days anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. How about
next week?
What about the 17th?
Yeah, I've been trying to stay away from Wednesdays because usually this week was an exception. Usually Wednesdays I'm driving
Okay, so let's do the 16th. We'll do the 16th.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do a webinar this time. So let's make it, well, I like the 4 o'clock time because I think more people are able to watch 4 o'clock. I do. For whatever reason, I think that there's more people available. Okay, so Jimmy Lamb. Okay, so I got you. And then we will do Creative Studio. Now, I know you said that there was some new stuff coming out. Has that already happened with Creative? No?
No, it's in the works.
Okay. So maybe by then it will have, you know. All right. Do we have any other questions? Okay. Alice says, I'm impressed with Jimmy. He hasn't blinked once since the show began.
What?
She said she's impressed with you because you haven't blinked once since the show started.
My eyes get really dry now.
I love it. I love it. It's good. Yeah. It's too funny. It is really too funny. Yeah. So, are you maybe you could do some live demonstrations too. What do you think?
Not set up. If we're doing Creative Studio, I might just stay with Creative Studio.
But
I'm not really good set up for live, unless I'm in song, I can do live stuff. But I'm not really great at doing where I'm at right now.
You don't have all this equipment at home?
Yeah, but not where it's convenient for with stuff.
Okay, I gotcha. I got you.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know, you need to probably make it convenient for yourself and make the I don't know that room. That's a very vibrant is that periwinkle or is it blue?
I'm a guy. It's called blue. Okay.
So you don't like periwinkle, is that what you're saying?
No,
that's hilarious. I really like periwinkle. It's a great color.
See, you can't see. I have a selfish up here above me, but you can't see it. Well, first on the screen's frozen. So anyway.
Right, exactly. But I was just thinking, you know, I mean, it's a nice color. It's bold. So I do like it. But I was thinking, you know, it'd make a great room to do demos in.
Yeah.
You know, you could add the heat press and the printers and, you know, we could just go to town and all the substrates, you know, lots of substrates. Okay, well, anyway, have yourself a awesome rest of your day. I have no idea what's happening with in fact, I'll go look right now, but I have no idea what's happening with Facebook if it's come back to life, because that is the strangest thing I've ever seen, ever. And I still think it's not working. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's gotta be like, I don't even know. I don't, you know, I can't even imagine the amount of money that they're losing. It's gotta be.
They got money to lose, so whatever.
That it's true. It's true. So we're not going to feel sorry for them, that's for sure. But all the people who are inconvenienced because of them, that's a whole other story. Like myself and everybody on Facebook that has groups. Anyway, so Jimmy Lamb, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your webinar. What are you doing tomorrow with David?
We're doing the wedding marketplace.
So are you going to demonstrate? What are you going to do?
I mean, we do everything to go to meetings, so we run a slideshow and just talk about, you know, everything.
Okay.
He usually sends a whole bunch of pictures, things for me to put into it. From what his gallery.
Okay, and then you, and then okay, so on the webinars, are we able to actually see each other and chat?
Yes.
Like, oh, good.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Because it's not fun if you can't see each other, I don't think.
Right. So yeah, we'll be able to do that.
Okay, good. Okay, the Facebook engineers broke it with an update. I know. How horrible is that? That's pretty bad. Yeah, so they were supposedly they're updating the friends list or something, people's friends list, and jacked it up. So anyway, you guys, thank you very much for your patience with us. We appreciate it. And Jimmy he's awesome. He didn't blink once. He just stayed the course with us. And he was just just really studious and looked the part. He's really good like that. So he's the expert, and so he's got the expert look on his face, like he's here. Well, you can go back on YouTube and watch it, Jimmy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Okay, so and Alice says thank you to both of us, and thank you, Alice. Thank you for always helping out there. Thank you too for the info and the laughs. Yay. See, we don't get to hear you guys laugh, but he always makes me laugh. Always makes me laugh.
I try my best.
I know you do. I know you do. So, all right. So we're going to do another dog and pony show, and it should be fun. It's always fun. Right? That's for sure. But Jimmy, when I end this, stay on, because I want to tell you something really quick. Okay?
Okay. I'll be right here.
All right. So, thank you guys. Thank you all so much. We will, you guys can watch this again as Jimmy stays the course. He's really good. Anyway, so, thank you. Take care until the next video. Bye, y'all. And that was April, what day did we say? The 12th, I think.
16th.
What? The 16th. The 16th, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see you then, y'all. Thank you. Bye.